Hello everyone, welcome to YLOG 2nd grade lesson 4. In this lesson, we'll be talking about counting blocks, expanded form, addition sentences, and some word problems. So let's go to counting blocks, our first section. So right over here, we can see that in counting blocks, it says to write the total value of the blocks. So here are some blocks they gave us. Now for those who do not know, a square like this one would represent 100 because there are 10 of 10s. And 10 times 10 is equal to 100, which is why it's presented in this form. Now, these little columns are more or less tens because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then there are the ones. So for counting blocks, you would just have to write how much of you see. So for example, there are 2 squares, meaning there is 200. And there are 3 10s, meaning there are 30. And there are 4 1s, meaning there are just 4. You would add all these up, and then you would get 234. You would do a similar thing to the 2 and 3, where you would just count the values presented to you. Just don't forget that these kind of squares, this kind of stuff, is 100 in value by itself. This is 10, and this is 1. Going on to our second part, we have something called expanded form. So expanded form may be a little tricky. So what they want you to do is rewrite the numbers in this kind of form. So expanded form is where you will just separate the numbers. Now that may sound confusing, but I can definitely show it to you. So for example, we have 7s in the 1s place, meaning there will be 7 over here. And we have 3 in the 10s place, meaning it will be 30. So you would just add them together. And that should be the same answer as 37. This will apply to all of the questions from 1 through 14. So we'll be doing one more just to clarify if you're so confused. So for example, on number 5, we have 74. In the 10s place, we have 7, so we do 70. And in the 1s place, we have 4, so it'll be plus 4. So you can see that pretty much in expanded form, you pretty much just separate them based on what value is in where, pretty much. And so for addition sentences, we have write the addition sentence that matches each picture below. So we can see that we have 3 smiley faces and we have 5 sad faces. So what they want you to do is they want you to get the visual picture and write the values of the picture and the additive into a numeric sentence. So we can see there are 1, 2, 3 happy faces. So we would write 3 right here. And we can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 happy faces, sad faces. And you can see that you would just do 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. Let's do another one. Number 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 red cars. And we have 1 blue car. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you would have 4 over here because there are 4 red cars. And for the blue car, you would have a value of 1, which would go into the sentence over here. Now 4 plus 1, if you do that on your hands, that's obviously 5. And so for our last part, we have word problems. Now, let's go to the first one. I'll walk you through some of them. So Jennifer picked 13 flowers in the morning. She picked some more flowers in the afternoon. If Jennifer picked 21 flowers in total, how many did she pick in the afternoon? So it says that she picked 13 in the morning. She picked some more flowers in the afternoon. So we don't know how many she picked. It's like a little unknown. But by the end of it, she had 21. So how many did she pick in the afternoon? Well, to solve these kind of things, you would have to do the reverse. What's the reverse of adding? Subtracting. So for this kind of stuff, you would just do 21 minus 13 because you can't subtract what you don't know to get 13 because you still don't know. So to solve that kind of problem, you would subtract 13 and your answer would be 8. So in context of this problem, you would put she picked 8 flowers. Now let's go to another question. Number 3. David has 87 crayons. He gives 38 of them away to Thomas. How many crayons does David have left? Now, he starts with 87 crayons, but he gives away 38. You can rewrite this in a more easier way by putting it 87 over 38. Don't get it confused with like fractions. So for this kind of question, you would have to cross out the 7 and write 17. And by making that 17, you make 8 into 7. Now, 17 minus 8 is 9. And 7 minus 3 is 4. So your final answer would be 49 crayons. And lastly, number 5. Sally has 30 cherries. Charlie has 11 cherries. How many more cherries does Sally have? So they're not asking for total, and Charlie didn't take any of the cherries from Sally, but they're asking how many more Sally has. So for this, you would write 30 minus 11, because this would be the difference in the range of how much more they have. So 30 minus 7, you could set it in a similar equation like the question 3, where you would make the 0 10, and you make the 3 2. And 10 minus 1 is 9, and 2 minus 1 is 19. So that means Sally has 19 more cherries. So yeah, that's all for Wylock's second grade lesson 4. Hopefully you enjoyed. Bye.